every year is going to be fabulous from now on. Not for everyone, but for those who want the extraordinary life. The extraordinary life is not just science, not technology, but being in close proximity to God, holding the hand of God, who are gods. I want to use the word gods because there are so many gods, and they are all real. And they are in different galaxies, and they are very, very compassionate towards the human beings who are caught up in this earth plane, in this meat body. And one of the gods, who is a high god in the Hindu tradition, is Shiva. And his night, called Shivaratri, the Night of Shiva, falls on the 11th of March. And then it depends upon where you are, wherever you are, you check that. On that night, what happens, your mind comes to the minimum, the mind principle, which means your rational mind comes to a minimum expression. What does that mean? That means your thoughts from generating like 30, 40, 50 thoughts a minute, depending on each individual, it can come to a place where you will have no thought. And that is, but you are alert, you are still awake, but then for a fraction of a second, you transcend to the no mind state. And what is the advantage? It is the quantum mind. The quantum mind is like a particle, is the unlimited, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent mind. And everyone is eligible for this. Now, somebody spoke to me about why so many people, minority people, are not, I don't want to mention the race, are not taking advantage of the vaccine. It is because they don't know how to work with the computers. So they don't know how to sign up. And they need somebody to help them. So you need the mind, the rational mind. Of course, yes, because we live in a scientific and technological civilization. And in that civilization, the mind plays a very key role. But even better than the mind is the non-mind, which is beautifully expressed by Zen Buddhism as when you know, you don't know, when you don't know, you know. And when you get into that unknowing, non-knowing mind, then you get into an intelligence which is omniscient, omnipotent. Then you don't have to sweat a lot. And that is a model of religion. That's the model of mysticism. That's the model of the extraterrestrial beings who are gods and goddesses. Unfortunately, we dump gods and goddesses, although we print in on our dollar bill, we trust in God. No, we don't. We don't even think about God. We don't even acknowledge providence. Why? Because we got sidetracked by science and technology 100%. As I said, I'm not against science and technology. In fact, I have been tremendously helped by my own spirituality, mystical consciousness, to find things that scientists cannot find. You'll wait and see what I'm going to do for the world. By bringing in the highest intelligence from our human mind, your human consciousness, to improve phenomenally our rational intelligence. And then you don't worry about getting a PhD or MD. You just have minimum training, but then you will live a miraculous consciousness. And it is important because most people are not PhDs or MDs. They are like college dropouts and then high school dropouts, but still they have made it. They have made it phenomenally. Like Richard Branson or Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, all these people, or even Mark Zuckerberg. So they had some knowledge. They are not PhD, they are not MDs. So some knowledge is required. And that can be acquired through schooling. But what you can acquire through God's intelligence is a miraculous mind. A miraculous mind is that which gives you providence. And that becomes available during this night of Shiva. That is why it's just an important time that everybody can have the potential to acquire that highest intelligence. It's not just people getting together and chanting Namah Shivaya without knowing what they are doing. And this is what's happening in India. They all join together and then do chanting. I'm not downplaying the importance of chanting. It will do some good, but not the total impact will be received by everyone because they don't know what they are doing. So, and if you bring some awareness, and it is not that we acquire highest intelligence after 12 hours of vigil. We are going to do 12 hours of vigil. I asked my students to help with that. Teachers will be guiding you through the 12-hour vigil during the Shivaratri time. And sometime something may happen. I'll give you 2 examples. One is, there was a hunter who was on a treetop, the Bilva tree, which is a sacred tree for Shiva and also for Lakshmi. Lakshmi got all her wealth sitting under the Bilva tree. So the Bilva leaves are very, very, not only just medicinal, but it is also giving you highest material consciousness, highest spiritual consciousness. And as I am saying this, I have to introduce this Bilva as a product for, I guess, your bioscience, okay, which we don't have now. But anyway, so this hunter was standing on the top of a Bilva tree, and he was shooting an arrow at a deer. He's a hunter. And as he was shooting his arrow, And when the arrow left from his bow, there was his hands were shaking. And as a result, some of the bilva leaves fell on a Shivalinga, which was kept by someone, some yogi or rishi, was worshipping the linga at the bottom of the tree. So the bilva leaf landed on the Shivalinga. And that happened to be a Shivaratri night. The guy was liberated. He had no clue of who Shiva is, no clue of what a bilva leaf placed on a Shivalinga would do on a Shivaratri night. Nothing. He was liberated and then he went to heaven, the heaven of Shiva. Even if you do unknowingly something like this, you will be liberated. The same thing, another story about in a Shiva temple. I know in India, there inside the temple, you have everything living. If it is a small temple and there's no cleaning done. So it is one such temple, and then the temple priest came and put an oil lamp burning. And it was Shivaratri night, the midnight. A rat wanted to drink the oil. So he climbed up the lamp stand and then reached to the top, and he was going to drink the oil. As he was trying to drink the oil, what happened was the lamp was going to really put out because the wick was burnt out. While trying to drink the oil, the rat ended up kindling the flame that was close to the extinguished. And that happened to be the midnight of Shivaratri. Although the intention of the rat was different, to drink the oil, but he ended up kindling the lamp. As a result, the rat ended up in reaching Shiva's heaven, Kailash. The reason why I'm telling these stories, even if it is to drive home the idea that even if you don't do something on that night grudgingly and thinking about something else and your tongue chanting the mantra will do good. And that will get you to the heaven of Shiva. That's pretty good. But just imagine, what if you know what you are doing and use the Shivaratri time in a meaningful way, then the benefits would be thousandfold, millionfold. And during this Shivaratri night, I decided to make myself available to you because I had an important thing to do on that day. So I postponed it just to be available to lead you to this incredible time to get the incredible wisdom. We elect to suffer. We elect to not to make money. Every morning we get up and then our second attention, our deep unconscious, subconscious tell us, today I have decided not to make money. And that's why I'm not making money. And this is happening to everyone every day. The subconscious and the unconscious mind are against us. That is the nature of the fallen condition. After we fell from heaven, from the Garden of Eden, as a result of eating that fruit of knowledge, the fruit of knowledge is bad. Jnanam bandha, which is the teaching of Shiva in Shiva Sutra. Knowledge is going to give you very limited understanding. That's why I quoted the Zen Buddhist saying, when you know, you don't know. When you don't know, you know. But we are very happy with our knowledge. All the time, we are occupied in gathering garbage knowledge, limited knowledge. What did Jesus promise? He knew that his students are fishermen, humble people. But he wanted to enable them to do things that he was doing miraculously and even better. And that is through the Holy Spirit. It's coming. I have empowered Mohini to do this teaching, and she is not sleeping and doing, because she's the one she has been with me for 25 years. If I say something, she will not sleep. She will work on it, so that it is better. So if she teaches it, it will be more, better than I do. But I will also be there quite occasionally because you're attached to me. But she would do that course on the Holy Spirit, which is to gain miraculous mind. And this is good because this will be like a Shivaratri night will be like an introduction. So what I'm going to do to you, I'm going to introduce you two important rituals. Rituals are very important. If you ask about Christianity, I would say the most important thing in Christianity is the communion, is drinking the wine and drinking the wine along with the bread. That will do a lot. I can talk about it a lot. I have done some of it if you want to go and listen to it, but don't waste time. There's no need to go to look at anything, but just do the communion. So the similar to communion is the ritual of abishekam, which is a hydration ritual. We hydrate a Shivalinga with pouring water, milk, and curd, and yogurt, and fruit juice. And if you, by doing that, you will be able to participate in divine consciousness, which God will give it to you, Shiva will give it to you. So I'll do that for you, along with you. I'll teach you how to do it. And we'll prepare you, and then I will ask people to give you ahead of time what are needed, and then and we'll go from there. Even if you don't have a Shivalinga, you can just put just a pebble, a small piece of rock, or anything that will become the Shiva, and then you can do the abhishekam to it. So that's beautiful. And I also will do the fire ritual, which was recommended by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, where he says the fire ritual will give you money. He says, Ishtan Bhogan Iho Deva Dashayanti Eknya Bhavita hai. These gods and goddesses will give you, through the fire ritual, Ishtan Bhogan, whatever you desire. So such a technology. I'll do that. I'll do the abhishekam. And also I will also initiate you in a very powerful mantra, which all you know, Namah Shivaya, but you don't know how to do it, or understand how you can rock that energy inside your body, mind, and soul. These are the things that I plan to do, and I set apart the time and I postpone my engagement just to be available in a good state of mind, and so that I can do a good job for not only for myself and also for you and for everyone in the world. And that's fantastic. And the good news is 2020 has been terrible for the entire world. We will all pray and then to God that the 2021 will be great. Collective consciousness will change. It's collective prayer. And I am praying and I hope that our prayers will be answered and God is compassionate. But we still have not come to God, and that's the problem. Still, we are not able to get the stimulus package. So much problem. Even that's not going to do a lot. It is going to go do a minimum. What is going to give a lot? The teaching that I am going to give you. So you have to take the ball and run with it. Nobody is going to do that. Nobody is going to do that. No government is going to do that. No economist is going to do that. Who is going to do that for you? God. Which is you. You have not used that God energy within you. What is that God energy? That is the life, the breath, not the oxygen. We have not understood why we are also breathing nitrogen. We don't even, I've been working on it now. We don't ask the question why. We have no clear understanding of what nitrogen is. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. That's not the focus. Focus is Shivaratri and the sound Nama Shivaya. And how that will change your consciousness, change your destiny. And I'm also going to do some work on that night. Maybe it's an hour and a half program that I will do. So first I will start with erasing the karma, and that's very important. And that is also a day of removing your karma. That will be very beautiful. I look forward to that. I have never been so excited like today, like this Shivaratri night. I'm going to put all my energy to change the world as I have never done before, not only on this Shivaratri program alone, but down the road, every day is going to be just a time of intense prayer, intense meditation to change the world. How do I change the world? We don't need $7 million, $1 trillion package to change the United States. We need very, very little money. And what do we need to do? My own guru, the Mahesh Yogi, was my first formal guru. I wouldn't say first, but there were many. But the one whom I respected very much and was trained in the organization, and also have been in front of the Maharishi during the Siddhi program, which is the program where you receive Siddhi powers. Having said that, my knowledge now, my wisdom now is far more unlimited. Why? Because as time progresses, everyone learns. That's why I said every year, when I started out, I said every year we have to get better. So I was talking about the Maharishi because he did an experiment in Washington, D.C., how people getting together and meditating can change the crime rate, can make the crime rate to come down. So if I have a program, Srimrizi, if everybody, say 10,000 people, 100,000 people get together and do Srimrizi, there will be wealth for everyone, not for a few people here and there. All these are great things. I will be engaging you during this 2021 to get better health. Health is very, very important. If health is lost, everything is lost. We will die. So that health, wealth, and relationship with other human beings and relationship with God, all that should be intact. So that's what I'm going to do during the program that I will do for an hour and a half on Shivaratri night. But all through the night, there will be program by my students who would engage you. This is great occasion. I'm very happy that I could do it. And I welcome you personally to take advantage of this one night program that will change your consciousness dramatically. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Feel the energy moving from your toes, going up to your, through the spine to your brain, and then from there going to Kailash. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. God bless.
Well, we're so grateful for Dr. Pillai for joining and giving that a beautiful empowerment at the end. So I'll tell you a little bit about the course that he let us know he will be teaching, and it's unlike anything that's ever been done at Pillai Center. So let me just give you an overview of the different options. So first, you have the option of what Dr. Pillai mentioned, his empowerment. And now that empowerment, he's never done this before. I don't even know when the last time it was that he delivered something live on Shivaratri, this most powerful night, the Maha Shivaratri, many, many years. And we don't know when he'll ever do it again. So now's the time to take advantage. He'll start at 10:45 p.m. Pacific time. He's in Pacific time zone. So the midnight hour is the most potent time. So we are going to be where the guru is. So no matter where you are, it's fine because he is going to be delivering the messages during midnight, which is the most powerful time. So don't worry about that. So from 10:45 p.m. Pacific, and then he said it'll be an hour and a half. So until 12:15 a.m., March 12th, then we'll be with him with whatever he's doing, the fire ritual, the empowerment of the teaching empowerment, the mantra initiation, and the hydration, the abishekam ceremony that he'll be performing for on our behalf and on behalf of the world. And then we'll also be learning how he does it. Now, that is something you definitely want to participate in. That's what we're calling the Essentials program. If you look on the sales page that has all this information in it. Next, if you want to join the 12-hour vigil that we are hosting with Pillai Center, it will start at 6 p.m. Pacific time, again, this is all on Pacific time because that's where the guru is, so we're going to him. We'll start, and there's how the traditional Shivaratri or Mahashivaratri works is that there's different kalas or periods of time, and you do different things during those periods of time. This year will be a little unique because we have many different things happening during this 12-hour segment. So starting 6 p.m., we'll be introducing you to some teachings that Dr. Pillai had recorded several years ago. So we're going to still start with him. He's going to explain a bit about Mahashivaratri, and then we'll get into a mantra, meditation, and hydration ceremony, guided hydration ceremony with one of the Pillai Center teachers. Those will go in 2-hour segments. So we'll basically have 5 different meditations, guided ceremonies, and sessions with different Pillai Center teachers throughout the night, and Dr. Pillai right when it matters the most at midnight. So you'll have 6 different sessions that you can participate in. So it's unlike anything we've ever done. We hope that you'll take advantage of all of the sessions and be guided. So we understand, Dr. Pillai has said for so many years, it's really important that you do this 12-hour vigil. It's really important that you stay conscious, awake, active throughout the 12 hours, throughout the whole night of Mahashivaratri. So from the evening until the next day. So we're making it as easy as possible for you to do this and giving you ways to connect with the global community, connect with hundreds of people around the world who are going to be doing this together. Even if it's not your time zone, join us anyway. Even if it's not like midnight or overnight in your time zone, join anyway. You will get so much out of that experience. So that's when that is happening. Next option on the sales page is if you want to participate in the rituals done for you in India. I think it's like over 300 different ceremonies will be performed on your behalf in India by priests, so that you can gain the benefits of those proxy rituals. And that's what we're calling the all-inclusive. So you get all the rituals plus everything we have going on with the teaching with Dr. Pillai, as well as the session, the 12-hour session, and the session with Dr. Pillai. So those are your 3 options on the sales page. Essentials with Dr. Pillai, Premier, Dr. Pillai, plus the 12-hour vigil, which includes 5 different segments, 5 different additional meditations you're going to get in addition to the one with Dr. Pillai, and guided ceremonies that you'll be doing at home with the teachers online and connecting with that community, helping everyone to stay awake and stay conscious and doing the most auspicious things at the most auspicious times. As we heard from Dr. Pillai, if you did something accidentally during this time period, it'll be worth a lot. But if you did something intentionally, it's a millionfold of what it is you did. You have the benefits of that. And then you have so that's the premier, and then you have the all-inclusive, all the remedies in India that'll be performed on your behalf, and all the ceremonies that we're doing with Dr. Pillai and in the vigil. So that is what we have going on at Pillai Center. If you have any questions, please post them below. A fun antidote, Dr. Pillai mentioned he was going to have something else to do. I asked him if he would participate in Shivaratri, because you never know, like sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. So he said, yeah, I'm going to be doing a 12-hour vigil. And I was like, oh, you want to be 12 hours on, online? And he was like, no, but you all should be doing the 12 hours. So he's going to be doing his own ceremonies and rituals at home, and we're going to be doing them together. But we do get to overlap with him for that hour and a half at the most auspicious time of the entire night, the entire overnight vigil. So I'll take a look now. If there's any questions, please post them in chat so I can answer those for you. I think that is kind of concludes what it is you need to know. Okay, so questions. If we have the vigil, okay, so there's the program that the vigil is going to be based on is called the Great Night of Shiva. That is in Pillai Center Academy. If you have already purchased that, you can use it and do the 12-hour vigil all by yourself. If you can't afford to attend any of these ceremonies or any of these sessions. Now, if you would, what you're paying for is the participation with Dr. Pillai and the participation with this vigil. If you have the course, you're welcome to use it on your own. If you don't have the course and you can't afford the options, the live engagement options, then we encourage you to purchase that course. I believe it's only $45, very reasonably priced for the 5 meditations that are in there. And the course does break down how to use each of those sessions throughout the night. So that is your option if you cannot afford to purchase any of the live engagements. We did price this so low this year, this time. So there's no discount if you have the course. It's bundled already into the best possible pricing we could have given for what you're receiving in 2021. So it is a new experience that is being created in 2021. So that should answer that. All right, so we have someone who said, did the 12-hour vigil last year with sincerity and received miracles. Super. Melba shares, I love your commitment to enriching every cell in our being through your wisdom and your perception of what is possible. That's to Dr. Pillai. We love that. Thank you. Another person is saying, Dr. Pillai's commitment to us here and all humanity is absolutely stunning. I can't agree more. Any questions, please post them in chat. Okay, so here's a question. If I joined from South Africa or a different country, you would participate. I would encourage you to participate in the sessions that we're doing because those will be phenomenal for you. Now, if there's some overlap with your 6 a.m. to or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. time period, that's wonderful. If not, you can begin your vigil early. When you get access to the Great Night of Shiva course, there are ceremonies, there are videos from last year that you can start. You can get going on those if ours hasn't started yet in your time zone. So you want to do both. You want to make sure your 12 hours are covered, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and whatever overlaps with your time zones and what we're performing, that's perfect. And if there's any that's not overlapping, you can get started. We're giving you the tools that you can use to get that started. All right, any questions? Okay, there's a question. Just to fill in to show that we be doing this at our time Pacific, or should we start 6 p.m. in our own time zone? If I were you, I would do both. So for example, if your time zone starts 6 p.m., then start your activities. And when you log in, when you purchase and log into your course, you'll receive sessions from last year and instructions on how to use the course so you can start on your own. So get started on your own and do that. If you're overlapping and you're with Pacific time, that's even better. I would still do the Pacific time ceremonies, regardless of what time zone you're in, if you can. Now, if you're working that day or whatever it is, maybe you take a day off and really go for it. I know lots of people who just like take the next day off anyway because you're going to be up all night. So it's something to prepare for. And it's worth it, right? This one night of the whole year is going to be so impactful. And if we can do this with sincerity, we're literally multiplying our abilities in that meditation to get blessings a millionfold we would normally. So if you're able to take that time, then I encourage you to definitely participate in the Pacific time ceremonies because they're live. You're going to be engaging with your community. You're going to ask questions. Of course, you're going to experience Dr. Pillai. If for some reason you can't, then do it on your own time zone with the guidance in the course. All right. Nancy said, I signed up for the Mahashivaratri Premier program. Is that the one you're talking about? So as long as you're talking about the session that is at Pillai Center, on the sales page that is on the viewing page you're on, then you have gotten everything. So Premier is the version of the course that has Dr. Pillai plus the 12-hour vigil. Now, if you want all-inclusive, you would get Dr. Pillai, 12-hour vigil, plus remedies performed on your behalf in India. Okay. If you go to a remedies page at Astraved or Pillai Center, you'll see that there's remedy only options. Those are not included unless you purchase the all-inclusive on the Pillai Center page. Hope that helps. If you're in mystery school, you have coupons, so you can go to your site and see those. Any questions? Do I have to start the vigil at 6 p.m.? You don't have to. It's just part of tradition. What's really important from what Dr. Pillai has said over the years is to make sure that you're doing it at midnight. That midnight hour is going to be the most potent. In the past, when we've had sessions with him back in the day, when he would do live events on Shivaratri, Mahashivaratri, we would get together and be with him from 6 p.m. all the way through the next morning. So yes, it's very important. If you cannot, just do what you can. If you have to feed your family or go to work, just do what you can. Maybe you can be mindful as when 6 p.m. runs, set an alarm for yourself and start chanting Namah Shivaya. And then as soon as you're able to start doing the hydration over the Shivalinga, this is an opportunity for you to connect more. So just do what you can, the best you can during these 12 hours and be mindful of God, be chanting when you're not able to be in ritual or be in ceremony with the group or by yourself. Do I need to sign up for something else to get the vigil with Dr. Pillai? So I'm not sure what you signed up for. So why don't you go ahead and write to office@pillaicenter.com. If you did the all-inclusive on the Pillai Center page, I can't speak for Astraveds because they're not selling the vigil. They're only selling remedies. If you purchase something on Astraved, you did not get the vigil with Pillai Center. Okay, so this, you have to go to the page that's on the links below, and that will give you the options. And you'll see there's only 3 options, one with only Dr. Pillai, one with Dr. Pillai and the 12-hour vigil, and then one with Dr. Pillai, the 12-hour vigil, and all the remedies performed for you in India. So I think I've covered of that. Any other questions? All right. I think we got it. To clarify, is it okay to just do the live Pillai chanting, even if the time for the event is daytime? Yes, yes, yes. I am 100% encouraging everyone to participate in this live session with us, regardless of your time zone. Okay, so if you can and you have the time to do it during your day, do it. It's going to be really powerful, regardless of your time zone. But you do want to make sure you also do at least a midnight session, overnight session on your own time zone. And we can post, definitely post more questions or concerns to office@pillaicenter.com, as well as any of our Facebook groups. We have lots of groups that help take care of all of our friends and communities out there. A little message before you go. So many people have experienced many miracles over the years through Mahashivaratri. It's the most powerful karma busting day of the entire year. And Dr. Pillai said this, if you miss this one, you have to wait an entire year. And we heard from Dr. Pillai that this year, he's going to be giving it his all. He is going to be just pouring out his energy and empowerment to all of us during this time. So you don't want to miss this opportunity. And we never know when he's going to be engaging again, live, interactive, giving us the empowerment during midnight. Now, even though his empowerment is at midnight where he is, it may not be midnight where you are. That's okay. You're literally getting the blessings from his experience at midnight to you. That's what this proxy, this is what the empowerment is all about. He's embodying it and holding it for you and giving it to you. So this is where it becomes so much more powerful, that the guru himself, who loves us and cares for us, is performing these rituals on our behalf at the most important time for us to benefit. So this is what you want to remember, and this is what just getting your logical mind out of the way and just being in this moment of, yes, this is where I'm connecting with him. Doesn't matter where time zone you're in. Be here with Dr. Pillai no matter what. That should be your primary focus and commitment. And then if you can do your sessions during your midnight, yes, we want you to do that too, and participate in the 12-hour vigil that Pillai Center is hosting, so that you can get all the benefits of the instruction, the community, the collective activity. It's so much easier to do these rituals and do the sessions with the power of hundreds of people around the world doing it with you, as opposed to when you're doing it alone at your home. It's just, it doesn't have the oomph behind it. It doesn't have the magnified blessings and power. So I'm going to leave you with that. If there are any other questions, please write to us, office@pillaicenter.com. And I hope to see you on March 11th. Namaste.